Tesla co-founder JB Straubel, who left the company in 2019 to found and build a recycling business, Redwood Materials, recently gave some interesting perspectives alongside Elon Musk during an interview with the Financial Times. JB recalled that one of the first meetings regarding electric vehicles pre-Tesla actually began with a conversation about hydrogen planes. Elon Musk, even at the time, quickly dismissed the technology, with JB Straubel saying that Elon had some colorful adjectives to say about hydrogen, something that JB admits was correct at the time and agrees with today. It's interesting that the topic of hydrogen keeps coming up, and Elon Musk continues to shut it down even 20 years later. JB Straubel is also asked about new startups competing with Tesla, and his answer is what you may expect. He poses the question, what niche are they going after? When Tesla started, there was no other Tesla. And Elon Musk chimes in, stating that new players are jumping in at the deep end. And we see that with companies like Rivian, but also Legacy Auto, who already are scaling new products and new factories even before getting their initial product right. GM, Ford, Toyota, and others already have plans for 10 to 30 different models over the next few years, but they've barely gotten their initial vehicles off the ground. Elon Musk suggests starting out small and making mistakes at a small scale. People are forgetting about the first 10 years of Tesla, where the company made numerous mistakes. And again, Elon references the ultra-competitive car business and the graveyard of car companies, many of which we've never even heard of since they didn't make it to that stage. Car companies of today have entrenched customers, dealers, factories, service, and existing expertise. He calls them veteran armies and fortresses. And so this can be seen as a warning to the electric vehicle startups out there, and potentially their investors as well, that the path forward is more difficult than it seems. And that's especially even more true today with Tesla out there as well. Interestingly, in Elon's opinion, out of all the new electric vehicle startups coming online, he thinks Volkswagen is one of the few major competitors doing the most for EVs, although it's not a startup, but the new electric vehicle products can be viewed as one within the VW company. Strong companies coming out of China are also contenders. In China, they're burning the 3 a.m. oil, he says, and they won't leave the factory, while in America, people are trying to avoid going to work at all. This landscape may be indicative of how Elon views the future of where automobiles will be manufactured. It should be quite terrifying for the American worker, especially since there is a level of bureaucracy and talk about unions and ancient rules about dealerships and where car companies and what states they can sell their vehicles in. But in the meantime, China, for instance, is taking steps to dominate the market over a multi-year period, and so these seemingly important laws and concerns may not be relevant if the United States loses manufacturing market share to other countries in the long run. Tesla also can't get enough engineering skill and frequently hosts events for the sole purpose of recruiting talented engineers. Now you can also improve your own skills with the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions of people come together to take the next step in their creative journey. Skillshare offers thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people, including graphic design, animation, web development, and video editing. One of the first classes that caught my attention was YouTube Success, Script, Shoot, and Edit with MKBHD. Now this is taught by popular tech YouTuber Marques Brownlee, and as a fan of his content, I was very interested in his class, which shows a behind-the-scenes overview of how he creates his inspirational videos by bringing together his love of technology and photography and combining it with authentic writing. Now, Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, meaning there are no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. Whether you're a dabbler or a pro or a hobbyist, discover what you can make with classes for every skill level. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description or use coupon code TMIOTESLA0522 will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so you can start exploring your creativity today. Now, regarding China, Tesla lost 3 weeks of operations at their Giga Shanghai plant in April, producing about 10,000 cars and delivering just 1,500, a massive 98% drop from the 64,000 delivered in the previous month. Nevertheless, Tesla has an amazing team in China, with Elon Musk stating on the most recent conference call that Shanghai is coming back with a vengeance, and he expected record output per week, not including the weeks that Tesla missed. But astoundingly, he expects the team to pull a rabbit out of a hat and have Q2 deliveries similar or even higher than Q1, which would be quite a feat. Furthermore, the second half of the year should be an even better story, with Elon Musk estimating that production will be substantially higher. And that will apply to the entire company, not just China, as Tesla is focusing on extreme scale this year, upgrading their factories and focusing on getting Giga Berlin and Giga Texas ramped up. This could be a very exciting second half. Now, at the same time, Tesla is seeing extreme levels of demand for their vehicles, and Elon says that the real frustration lies with not being able to get people their cars fast enough versus are they willing to purchase a car. That's a high-quality problem to have and depends on Tesla's own execution. Now, the Financial Times interviewer latches onto this idea that Tesla is planning to make 20 million cars per year in 2030. He says that this would make Tesla larger than both Volkswagen and Toyota combined. He's talking about sales volume, of course, since each of these companies sells about 10 million units per year. Tesla is already larger than both VW and Toyota, and the next 10 largest car companies combined in terms of market cap. As an example of why this may be, Teslarati points out that even though Tesla sold far fewer cars than GM or Ford in the first quarter of this year, Tesla was more profitable than either of these companies. Tesla's revenue of $18 billion was even half as much as GM's, and yet Tesla made more profit than a company known for selling over 7 million cars per year. Elon Musk emphasizes that the 20 million vehicle goal is an aspiration and not a promise. And almost hilariously, the interviewer points out that Tesla has 4 plants today, or Gigafactories, and they will somehow need to get to 20 plants by 2030 in order to hit the 20 million vehicle goal. Elon Musk thinks for a second and says, that's close. But in fact, that's not close at all. This is laughable, and Elon is probably laughing to himself, but trying to figure out a way to answer this question without giving anything away. He says if the growth rate continues, we may reach 20 million cars per year. If we stumble, then we won't reach that goal. And then cites the biggest company constraints, including lithium refinement and equipment to produce battery-grade materials, for which Tesla is already working with suppliers to achieve this. However, the fact of the matter is that if we look at Tesla's Fremont facility, which is the company's oldest vehicle-producing factory, it's a patchwork of engineering. For every problem or mistake that Tesla had, they added a fix. But the way the factory is constructed is extremely inefficient. It was previously a Toyota and GM joint venture plant. While Elon Musk compares this to chip design, it might be worth it to pull a phrase from software design and to do a complete rewrite. And this is what Tesla has done with Giga Texas, a fresh, new, highly refined factory that improves on the previous factories in every way. In some areas, Giga Texas will have 10 times the efficiency and even with a smaller footprint. And yet, the Fremont factory is the most productive car factory in North America and currently has the capacity of 600,000 vehicles, and will be further patched up with new technology likely this year to increase its capacity by 50%, as Elon Musk has stated, so to roughly 1 million vehicles. This is Tesla's least efficient factory, which will be able to do 1 million vehicles. So to hit 20 million vehicles a year, is the interviewer suggesting that Tesla duplicates its worst factory 20 times? Or perhaps Tesla's new state-of-the-art, highly streamlined factories like Giga Shanghai, Berlin, and Texas may be capable of doing far more than 1 million vehicles per year. And thus, although there is a lot of hype for new factory locations, Elon didn't seem too excited about opening new factories. Just a thought, but perhaps Tesla can hit 20 million cars per year with the current set of factories, plus maybe just 1 or 2 new ones. And by the way, stop using Yahoo Finance, stop using Google Finance, and have a look at our website, themarketisopen.com, where we have instant stock quotes and financial data going back 10 years, and it's all freely available. Now, Tesla's factories will not just be making cars. Tesla, of course, has energy products and Tesla bots that it plans to manufacture. Elon Musk reiterates that you can power all of Europe with a footprint the size of a small corner of Spain, or power all of the US with a corner of Utah or Texas filled with solar panels. Of course, this would instead be distributed among rooftops, so it doesn't actually take up any additional space. Elon says that with solar, wind, and electric transport, You can do 10x what the Earth's economy is, no problem, later tweeting that even 100x is possible. This may also be alluding to his vision of expanding the world economy using the Tesla bot, where he's previously said that the Tesla bot obviates what an economy is, and he predicts an age of abundance. Finally, there are a few tidbits on some of Tesla's other operations. With regards to full self-driving, Elon Musk asked his team if they know of anyone else working on this type of technology, and they're said to know a lot of the top people in the industry, but they don't see anyone that they're aware of making progress in real-world AI. For driving, everyone else is looking at pre-mapped roads, which only works with a real-time updated and perfectly accurate map, something that will have trouble scaling. But interestingly, this also doesn't translate well into other applications. For instance, there's no human fleet mapping the inside of people's homes to give that data to a robot that will navigate a house, whereas Tesla's Vision AI for robots will get a head start from full self-driving, which is why it makes sense for Tesla to go all in on AI for their future, and why it's clear for them to work on the Optimus robot, whereas other companies aren't even thinking about it, and if they are, they're busy making fun of it. That may not bode well for them in the future. Moreover, in terms of ramping up raw material production, buying a mining company isn't out of the question for Tesla. Elon Musk says there's no limitation on what's needed to tackle sustainable energy. The only thing is that it's provided that they can change a mining company's trajectory in order to meet Tesla's demands. Later this year, Tesla is expected to have an announcement related to mining. So do you think Tesla will buy a mining company, or is this something where they will design their own lithium ore refining equipment in-house to tackle the raw material shortages? And how many Gigafactories do you think Tesla actually needs to hit 20 million vehicles per year? Don't forget to check out our Skillshare sponsor link in the description below. Please hit the like button and subscribe, we would really appreciate that. And a huge shout out to all of our patrons that help to support our channel. Your support helps us to continue to make great content. Thank you guys so much for watching.